Hi, folks. Well, Harry Rolla here. I lost track of time. Let me bring my friends on. There's Joe.
Hello.
There's Eddie. We're waiting for guys. That's a lot
better.
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 All right.
As soon as, we'll wait for
Ron.
we'll wait for Ron, and Anthony's not coming on, and so we'll wait for Sal. Then I'll tell you guys. Well, there's not too many. Let me see the comments here. Okay, let's just see who's here now. Michael, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, Mike.
Vincent. You know, I wonder which Vincent this is. There's a Vincent Vinny that calls me up all the time. He's in really, really bad shape. I wonder if this is him. I haven't heard from him about 2-3 weeks. I don't know. I should call him, but I've been so busy, and we did the filming this Sunday, and I just been so busy. But anyway, Vin, good evening. David Arthur. Hey, all. Hi, David.
Hey,
Hello, Dave.
And David Arthur says, "Where is Larry?" Here I am. I'm here.
Larry's here.
Steve, good evening, man. Good to see you back, Eddie. Listen, for
Oh, thank you.
you guys, we're going to be talking about the second half of the show. As soon as Al gets here, we're going to talk about this cap that we created. We're going to talk a little bit about it and the next step. So if you guys want to hang on, the guys, whoever's interested in this cap that has horses, hang on. If not, that's what we're going to be talking about. So once we start talking about it, that's going to be it. Until then, we'll answer any questions that you want, that you may have, because right now we're just waiting for Sal to come on, and
Possibly Ron.
and Ron. I had to do it. I'm sick. I probably have the flu, and Saturday night, we did a filming on Sunday. We did a scene from my movie, so I haven't been sleeping because of my back, and I wanted to get a night's sleep, so I took two
Oxycodone.
oxycodone every 2 or 3 hours, and by the morning I still couldn't sleep because they didn't work. But I was sick. I must have got the flu from the day before or something, because I just felt shitty. And then Sunday was a bad day. I wind up slipping in the shower. I didn't slip. I leaned up. I was dizzy and throwing up and everything. But I had to go. I was running the whole thing. I had to go. And then the worst part, I get there. I do everything I had to do. I set everything up with all the guys that were there. And then one guy don't show up. So I'm one guy short, but people come from, a couple of guys come from far away. And I had the camera guy, we were setting up from 7 o'clock in the morning, and we were setting up for 2 or 3 hours. So I wasn't going to cancel. So I had to play the one guy, the underboss of Cabert. So I played him. It was sad because everybody did such a good job. And there I was with 103, 104. I was so sick. And I had my head on it. I was dizzy. And they propped me up when I had to say the lines I had to say. But, it is what it is. But we did that. We did it. and we finished it. And then yesterday, and I was in bed. I'm okay. The only thing I'm getting over the flu or whatever it was. It's just pain. Joe, I don't know how the fuck you do it with these pills. They got me so sick. I was throwing up all day Sunday.
Because your body is not used to taking that big of a dosage, and the worst thing you did was did it on an empty stomach. You gotta have something to eat first. That's what got you nauseous.
Oh man.
You gotta understand. You're taking 2 pills, and then you took another 2 hours. You're supposed to take one every 6 hours, so you quadruple your dose in 4 hours.
No, I
You
took
took 20 milligrams.
I took them every 4 hours. I couldn't
but
sleep. I kept taking them so I would sleep, but I wind up not sleeping. Let's go down the list here. Let's see. Did you guys see Lou Martinez's son? Nicholas got busted by Heisa.
No.
Nicholas. I never even knew Lou had a son called Nicholas.
I just know Jimmy.
That's all I knew. I didn't know Lou had a son, Nicholas.
No,
It might be Jimmy's son.
Well, he's obviously in the thoroughbred business.
Eddie, you know him, Eddie?
No, because I think I read
was
the
the
caption.
grandfather's name. Nick was the grandfather's name. The barber. You remember the barber?
Yeah,
His name was Nick.
he had the barber shop in Belmont.
Roosevelt. They used to play cards.
Roosevelt. Excuse me.
Yeah, his name was Nick.
Might be. I don't know, but I know. I think I read the article. It was about they had this stuff for the legs that had all sorts of goodies, and you come up positive with it. I forget what drugs were in it. No, I can't do it on my phone now. I mean, it's on Pollock, so yeah, I read a little bit.
It was in a leg paint.
Yeah, it was in a gallon jug. It was 2 gallons, and it had, oh Jesus, I can't even think. What the hell was it? I think it had something to do with Dex. Something, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I have to pull it up on the Pollock.
Sodium
Yeah,
phosphate.
well, no, there was a lot of stuff in it that was definitely illegal. That was in the lotion or the paint or the rub, whatever it was for the legs. Yeah.
Well,
So
anyway,
I don't know if it was Louis' grandson, Jimmy's son, or maybe another Martinez's son. I don't know.
Huh.
all right, David Arthur says, when can we see the scene you filmed, Larry? I can't wait. Well, it's being edited right now as we speak. It took us 4 hours to shoot it because we went in a bunch of different ways. And Tom is editing it right now. And as soon as it's done, I guess I'll be able to show it on this thing here. Manny, who's on here now, I'm going to put him on now. He played me. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me just get Eddie. Hard to believe, only 7 race card at the Big A Thursday with small fields. Good for owners and trainers, sad for the bettors and the tax and the state.
Yep, it's ridiculous. They're chasing everybody out of here. I can't talk too much about it because I don't want to talk about it because we got something going that we have to be involved with certain parties. So
New York destroys everything. New York destroys everything.
All right, Eddie, I keep rooting for you. You're due for a winner. Michael says that.
Thursday,
You got a winner, Eddie?
7th race.
7th race Thursday, Michael. 7th race Thursday. Okay. How did the meeting with the Jewish investors go? I didn't go. I was sick. I didn't go. We canceled it. Now one of them is going to, it's going to be the first weekend of next month because tomorrow I'm going to the doctor's the next 2 days. The third or fourth day, I'm going for what do you call that? Epidural?
Epidural shot.
Epidural. So I'll be in doctor.
You never
I'll
made a
be in
list.
doctor for
It's all right.
the next week. So I'm not going to cancel them. That's why no matter how sick I am, I'm going. I'm doing it. I can't because I got too many things lined up. I have to do. So I'm going to meet with them probably the first week in February. I have to hope this epidural works because I can't take even though I just took one, I can't take them pills. They get me sick. I get
Larry,
sick.
they got you sick with your own fault because you took too many on an empty stomach.
Okay,
Believe me.
Manny, I got to play the role of Larry Rolla. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
The
Yeah,
Rolla.
yeah, he sat next to me. He sat next to me. And then we had to do a scene, me and him, that wasn't in the script of us walking in. I was so fucking sick. Manny could tell you. Half the time I had my head on the table. I was spinning, throwing up, everything. And then when the time come, I just put glasses on, I put a hat on, and I just said the lines. And that was it. And I thought it was all done after a couple hours. And then I forgot we had to do the walking scene, me and Manny. And I had to stand up. I don't know how the fuck I did it, but I did it. In fact, they wanted to cancel if Manny remembers. And I told Tom he says we'll cancel. I says we ain't canceling. I says if I had a fucking knife in my heart, we're finishing right now. So we did it. We finished it. Manny did good. Manny did good. He did a good job.
That's good.
Yeah, I asked for his autograph.
Yes, for his autograph. I got news for you. You know what happened after that? He did me a big favor too because the only actor that I had that came, I told him not to come, but he what a great guy. His name is Peter Guarino. He's in all the Soprano things and all the he's in Graves and he's in all the mob movies. Very, very terrorizing guy. And he has that look where because I had a couple of speaking parts for him. I says, but the speaking parts would only take away the vision, just the look of him is terrorizing. You don't have to speak. So I took the speaking part away, and I didn't know this, but he was in a hospital for a week prior. He got out the day before, and he couldn't even walk. He had a cane. Here's a guy that was Mr. America. I mean, a really tough guy and built and strong, and he was really fucked up. And had I known that, I would have canceled. I didn't know that. I knew when he showed up with a cane, and oh god, it was terrible. But Manny, I sent a card for a car, and when it was over, I went to send a call up. I asked him if he was ready to go, and I was going to call up the limousine service, and Manny says that he'll take him. So I says, well, that'd be great. This way you could help him with his clothes because he bought a whole change of clothes and everything. So Manny drove all the way home to Bayside, and that was nice of Manny. So Manny, so anyway, Peter called me up, and he says that Manny's a real good guy, and I says, yeah, but that was the first opinion. Where do you get to know him? No, but
You're some bullbrick.
I was only kidding. And I told Manny that I told him that. But Manny's all right. You just got to understand Manny. He's all right. He's okay. What the hell? Where was it? Oh, okay. Let's go down the line. What's it say here? Nicholas is 55 years old. Lou's son. Nicholas. I didn't even.
You know who would know? Ron. Ron knows the
Yeah.
Martinez family well.
I never knew. I knew his wife. I knew Jimmy. I knew his father. I don't know. No Nicholas. I don't know. And he's 55. He has to be. That's about the age Lou's son would be. I don't know.
Jimmy was about probably 7 or 8 years younger than me.
No, Jimmy
He's
was
probably
my
around
age.
60.
Well, yeah, Lou was my age. Me and
Yeah.
Lou. Yeah. We were going to high school together, but I never made high school. Okay, let's see. David Arthur, winter racing in New York is a joke. Okay, Nicholas is a prominent vet in Maryland. So that's who he's talking about.
Yeah.
That Heisen got.
So it wasn't a trainer; it was a veterinarian that was selling something.
I guess.
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Mhm.
That's who it was, Eddie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know he was a veterinarian. I thought he was a trainer. When you hear
Okay.
getting a positive, it's usually a trainer.
David Arthur.
No, he had this product. That's all.
Look at racing in Florida is hurting just as bad. What track is closing next down there? I don't know.
Rumors about Gulfstream, that's for sure.
Manny Cigars, if there's anything I could do to help you, I will. Watch what you say, because this guy will leave you right where you stand. That was the line. That was the line I had to say when I thought it was all over. They said, no, you have to walk in with little Sammy was bringing me in to the meeting room. And Manny played me, and because the guy never showed up, I had to play little Sammy. So we had to come down these steps, and just before we opened the door to go into the room, I had to say, "Watch what you say," because this guy, the words I had to say was, just before as I'm opening the door, I have my hand on the doorknob, and I look at Manny, and my line is, remember what I told you. Don't say nothing stupid, because this guy will leave you right there. And if there's anything I can do to help you, I will. And then I open the door, and then we walk in. We get to the table. Gabert says, sit down, and then it starts. But yeah, okay.
How did the demi test go?
No, I had the whole table. I had demi tests there. I had some pinoli cookies,
Sambuca.
Zet cookies. I had an ashtray. I found a pack of L&Ms. I had a place because this took place in '72.
Yeah.
I found a pack of L&Ms that were the brand back then, and the table was set up nice. I got rid of the white and red tablecloth.
Yeah, you told us.
I didn't like it. I got a gray one.
You put Sambuca on the table, or on is that?
Sambuca. In fact, what I should do. I wonder if I could do that. I think I could. Do that. Let me see how I can do it.
What's that?
I'll screw it up. I have a picture. I have a whatchamacallit. Tom, who shot the thing, sent me a picture of Jimmy. Let's see if you could see it. Can you guys see this? Let's see.
Yeah. Not yeah. The closer you hold it, the better it is.
Yeah, you can't see it. Anyway, we got through it. It was good. Let's see. The weather in New York makes it tough on racing, but even the goats hitting all over the country, Florida included.
I just got a text. It is Louis' son, and he's a vet. Yeah.
Louis' son was a vet. I didn't even know he had another son. I didn't know that. How could I not know that? I knew the whole family.
Yeah, but you got to understand, when you got out of the business, he was probably still in vet school. He's a vet in Maryland.
Steve says, Larry, Joe is right. I was given those pills after dental work and took a double dose instead of listening to the dentist and got sick as a dog. Yeah, well, I got sick, plus I got the flu at the same time. So it was like a double whammy.
Was the daily double you got?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Manny. Peter is a really nice guy. It was nice to meet him. Yeah, I just told everybody, Manny, that you drove him home. That was really nice. I hope you helped him in with his clothes because he had a cane. He spent a whole week in the hospital. I guess you know that, Manny. And he still showed up. And you couldn't pay this guy enough. I didn't pay him. He wouldn't take any money. And he's just a good guy. Just a good guy. Imagine I spent a week in the hospital. He just had his whole hips done and everything done. He's walking with a cane, and he shows up.
That's a guy you gotta respect and appreciate.
Gulfstream is hanging on by a thread. David Arthur, Manny can't wait to see your acting job. He did good. He fucked everything up, Manny. Really, he shows up.
There you go.
I'm gonna say I don't want to say nothing because I was so sick. I was so sick in that day. So who comes in now? This is supposed to be this happened in 1973 in January. Fucking Manny shows up with no coat. He shows up with a shirt, with one of these fucking lumberjack shirts. And his fucking beard like he didn't shave in 3 weeks. and I'm looking at him. I says, "Where's your coat?" And he says, "Well, what coat? This takes place in fucking January. How the fuck are we gonna now? You don't have a coat. I can't have a coat on. We got to go outside when shoot coming in. I'm fucking sick as a dog, and you don't have a coat. Plus, you look like a fucking stumble bum. Look like a lumberjack." So, but anyway, I couldn't yell at him too bad because I was so sick, and I didn't want. And then I got really fucking nuts because I seeing that and me not feeling well, and then Jimmy couldn't remember the lines. He kept fucking up the lines. And then finally I said, I just lost it. That's it. Jimmy. I says, Jimmy. I says, you know the story. Kabert raised you. You lived that life. That was you. You know the story. You know the whole situation. Say it in your own words. Fuck what I wrote. Say it in your own words. But he kept screwing things up. And I was getting so fucking mad. And I says, I don't give a fuck. I says, this thing, if you think I'm going to send this to where I have to send it, I'm not. Finally, Tom got up. And said, look, Tom, read him the lines, line by line. And that's what happened. It really wasn't Jimmy's fault. But when you get a couple of paragraphs and you try to, remember them, not only remember them, but actually act them out like it was your own. It's tough to do. But when we read him the lines, it was great. And every time we did it, it got better and better. I said, just keep doing it. And it got better and better and better. And then I says, okay, that's enough. That's enough. And it turned out to be good. And then at the end, he added a couple of things. At the end, he says, all right, one more time. He says, that's $7,200 a week. You miss one fucking week, and this will be the last face you see. And he points to Peter Guarino, who's just the face alone terrorize you.
Luca Brasi.
And then he says, this will be the last face you see. Now get the fuck out of here. And the next time you come and see me, don't dress respectable, not like a fucking stumble bum or something. He added that, which was great because he looked like he shows up with it like Peter. He showed up. Peter spent a week in the hospital, was all fucked up. He comes with 3 different sets of clothes. What do you want me to wear? Which one? Manny, who's fucking 30 years old, strong as a bull, comes like a fucking lumberjack with nothing. Like here I am. I should have told him. See, that's why everything I do, I have to make sure it's fucking idiot proof. I don't mean, Manny, that you're a fucking idiot, but it's just that I should have told you, bring 2 or 3 different sets of clothes. A button-down shirt. He comes in with a fucking lumberjack, fucking plaid outfit. The worst thing that you do is wear fucking plaid when you're filming something. And it's my fault because I didn't say it. I just says just show up. But anyway, and then the other guy shows up. The other guy, that guy who, Michael, we're in the middle of fucking shooting. All of a sudden the door opens up. And it's this kid, Michael, that called me that time that come on the show and thought he was a tough guy and everything. That the guy, I says, well, you
the guy with the mask?
Yeah. And he calls me, you want to be a tough guy, wise guy? I don't talk to wise guys over the phone. You come to my house. Come to my house. So he came to my house, but he wouldn't come to my house. He called me up. He says, I'll meet you in a diner. So I meet him in the diner. And you Larry Rolla? Yeah. And I grabbed his hand to shake it, just so I have his right hand so he can't fucking whack me. And because I had no idea what to expect, but I grabbed his hand, I held it until he sat down. And by the time we got done, I fell in love with the guy. The guy's a really nice guy. So he shows up. Now, had he showed up earlier, I would have made him play me and made Manny play Little Sammy. And it would have turned out good. But we already shot an hour and a half already. We already shot many scenes. So I told him, I says, just sit there and shut the fuck up. And that's just what he did. But he's a nice kid. He's a nice kid.
You put it in a nice way, yeah?
Well, that's exactly what I told him. Because he when we were taking a break and they were adjusting the lights, he yells, Manny will tell you, he yells,
Larry froze.
Yeah. Larry, you froze, man. Took too many pills.
Maybe. Larry. Oh.
You sleeping?
I never seen that happen with him.
No. He might have hit the pause button on his thing or something.
I don't know. He's like Ronnie Pierce. He keeps on.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
you're racing when, Eddie? Thursday?
Yeah. Yeah, in the 7th race.
What horse?
Smile and say cheese.
Oh, is that the new one?
Yeah. Yeah.
You like him? That's the one you got from race?
Yeah.
Good. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him race Thursday, Dolce Sarah race Friday, First Trumpet Sunday and Trouble Luck Sunday.
Oh, you good. You're back in action.
Yeah. I gotta try to earn some money.
That's
Looking
the
to
idea.
claim one or two. Trying to claim the damn horses, it's tough. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But everything's going along to plan. And
How's the weather been up there?
oh, it's been nice the last couple of days in the 40s. Tomorrow's supposed to be up almost 50. The wind's been down. But then tomorrow night it's supposed to get back to cold and maybe rainy for the Thursday morning. Might get a little bit of snow. So it's Thursday and Friday when I'm supposed to race is going to be shitty. So I don't.
The days you don't gotta go in, don't go in.
No. I go. I got some good news from things. And from the vet from Cornell and Heiser.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's what he's going to talk about.
And you didn't tell me this guy? I'm gonna fix his ass.
No, it's just that he probably got it late. I see. I do the leg work. I don't sit. I reached out before he even woke up Sunday morning. I've spoken to them. I have been speaking to them. I speak to them about other things too, about the track, the maintenance, and
Has the
uh,
track been better since you complained to them?
what happens was the other day I went out there. It was all clumpy. I took pictures. I sent it to Heiser, and she says that wow, I can't believe it. It clumps up like that. I says, you know what? I said, since I've been working with you, it's been not too bad. But in the morning at 5:30, when you go out, it's like a carpet. But I said, when 100 or 150 horses get on it before the first break, it digs it up and it forms these clumps because it's frozen underneath
Right.
underneath the sand. It's the clay that's frozen. I said either the chemicals are not basically working properly, or they're not getting down deep, or
Yeah, but the water doesn't penetrate the surface.
no. So when they harrow it, it chops it all up and it gets clumpy. So
How many horses are stable there?
for now, not too many. A lot of empty barns.
Really?
Yep, yep. They're chasing a lot of people out of there. A lot of people.
What do you mean by chasing? What are they doing that they got to chase them?
Well, like I said, I really can't talk about it because I don't want it to get, you know, because we're involved with this helmet shit, this blinker shit. I'm not going to fuck that up because of stupidity. I don't know if people can hear me or not hear me.
Of course they could hear you.
Yeah,
We're still on live,
yeah, live and in color.
live and in living color.
You're using the magnifying thing?
Yeah, I used it. It was
Yeah,
good. Yeah, it helps. You could put your phone on your lap and watch something instead
yeah.
of being
I
right
mean,
on it.
you can't put it on now and make it bigger for you.
I didn't want to tempt that because I got this thing. If you see how I got this thing rigged, I I,
oh,
I got it taped to like a plexiglass snack table. It's
oh,
just like a U,
yeah, yeah,
like this. And I got a thing taped onto it, the tripod that Anthony sent me,
yeah,
and it locks the phone in. So
yeah.
it's like 8 inches from my face.
Right, right. How's your
So
father? I forgot to ask you. Jesus.
my father's the same. He's discouraged because he's been stuck in the same room for 6-7 weeks now.
Yeah. You
And
found nothing, huh?
they screwed up with the They screwed up with
the placement. Yeah, I
the
know.
insurance. They made a mistake, and he's in limbo until they get the long-term Medicaid.
Yeah.
So, he's getting frustrated. I was there today. I brought him lunch.
Now, could you bring up on the table to social services that being that they uh, basically screwed up on the placement of your father, that he's confined
Okay.
into this one place?
Okay,
That
we'll get
Well,
there.
yeah, I did. I mean, they're trying to
Everybody's there.
get us out of there. They gave me a bill for
You guys
$325,000.
hear me now? Can you hear me?
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, hi guys.
Hi,
Hey,
Ron.
Ronald.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late,
Okay,
Larry.
thank you.
you don't have to
I
be sorry.
apologize.
Larry's late too.
Can you
Yeah.
guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're back. You were gone
Okay.
for 20 minutes.
All
I
right.
thought you took 2 more pills.
I had to call Tom, and Tom rebooted the whole thing. I don't know what happened.
Ron
But
came
now
on first. I thought you turned into
Yeah.
Ron.
I'm
Yeah.
shutting off my phone.
Yeah,
so
sorry I was late. How you doing, Eddie?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorry to hear you had that little problem week before last, everything.
Yeah, well, we'll be all right. We'll
That's
ride the
good.
train
I
till the
hope-
wheels
hope
fall
so.
off, my man.
That's good.
And you, Ron, you're all right the rest of the day?
Yeah, a little before, but I'm fine now. Like I said, I'm sorry I was late.
You don't got to be
Okay.
sorry.
That's
I'm
good.
always late. Don't worry about it. As long as you're
All
not
right.
late for dinner.
Hey,
That's right.
we were just talking about you.
Yeah.
One of Martinez's sons got a positive, the veterinarian. I didn't even know he had a son named Nicholas.
Nikki got a positive?
Yeah,
Wow, he's down in Virginia or Delaware or something,
Maryland, they
right?
said.
Maryland. He got a
Yeah,
positive. No. Yeah,
I
he's
never
been
even
he's
heard of
been
him. I thought Jimmy was his only son.
if you ever saw him, you'd think it was Louis reincarnated.
Really?
He looks exactly like Louis. I can't believe that's got to be. He's been a veterinarian now 40 years, 30 years, 35, 40
Wow.
years. Yeah.
Can't be that long. He's only 55, I heard.
Yeah. No, he was, well, it was a long time. But like I said, if you saw him, you
30
wouldn't believe
years.
it. You'd jump back and say, I can't believe this is Louis.
And what about Danny Martinez? He's still alive?
I don't know about that. I mean, Louis's brother?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
He was some
But
ball player.
yeah. Yeah. He was. And what about his son Jimmy? I heard he was like in the Midwest somewhere, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if
haven't
he's
seen
still
him in
driving.
years.
Yeah. I don't know if he was still driving. When Louis died, he left the Meadowlands and he went. I don't know if he went to Chester or one of those places,
Yeah.
but I haven't heard from. On that website they have that says who's hot and who's not. I always look in there. I never see him on anything.
Really?
So yeah, I
Larry,
don't know.
welcome back to our show. Nice to have you on.
How you
I
doing,
can't
Larry?
believe it. He shut everything down, rebooted everything, and here it is. I didn't know you could do that, but now I know. But that's the first time that happened in a long
Yeah, I
time.
told Eddie that. You froze. Like, you look like
I
a
thought you took
zombie
2 more
sitting in a
pills.
chair.
Well, we're gonna as soon as Sal comes on, I got a bunch of stuff I got to talk about with you guys and with him. Let me just see here. What about Lieberman? Just checking in, want to know how Joe's dad doing. Spoke to him a few days ago. A couple of bumps in the road. Eddie, I hope you're feeling okay. Larry, you too. What about you? How is he doing, Joe?
He's on his treatment. He's he's not doing great, but he's not doing worse. He has a battle ahead of him, and he's but I tell you what, he handles everything in stride. He's got a very pragmatic way of thinking. He's just he takes everything like he accepts everything. He's an amazing guy. And,
All right. David Arthur says HISA alleges that Dr. Nicholas Martinez and Adam Lockhart distributed a steroid.
Yeah, they were selling this gallon jugs that had all the stuff in it that was not. It helped the horse, yes, but it
yeah, they probably put dexamethasone, sodium phosphate in with
a whole bunch of stuff goodies.
with what do you call it, DMSO, and
Yeah,
I got
zone.
positive.
Oh, you know what else I wanted to tell you? When we were talking about the thing I shot Sunday, after it was all over, I get home and naturally everybody that was involved called me to see if I was, because I was in pretty bad shape when I left there. They all called me up to see if I made it home okay and if I was all right. And Manny says to me, he says that a friend of his called him up, and his friend's cousin is I forgot the guy's name. He's a heavyweight producer, and he did one or two really good movies. So I looked him up and I called Manny back and I says, Manny, I says, look, I says this thing is going to go to two heavyweight people. If they don't jump right on this thing, then we'll go to your guy. So just keep that door open, and because I'm not waiting. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about as soon as Sal comes on, because first of all of us are up there in age. Eddie shouldn't even be working. You're taking care of your father, and I'm me, and Freddie is Freddie, and everybody involved here. Everybody involved. They're all good guys. Everybody on the screen here, plus Sal and Freddie, all good guys. And as far as this thing goes, when I don't want to say anything 2 or 3 times. So when Sal comes on, I'm going to read the letters that I got, and everything is positive. Everything is good. But
Yep.
it's at the point now where I need. Look, I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. I went as far as I could. I went as far as I know. Every step after this, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But here's Sal now. Hold on.
Gentlemen.
Hi, Sal.
Hey Sal, how you doing?
Good.
Hey,
Hello.
Laura.
Hey, how you doing, Sal?
I'm doing good, Eddie. I'm doing good.
How's the back, Sal?
My back's good.
Yeah,
I've been dealing with that flu.
Yeah, I know that.
Do
My
you know
back
that
is good.
Sal's back was a lot worse than mine? And since he went for them shock treatments, he told me this afternoon when I called him, he hasn't had one bit of pain since then.
Almost
Unbelievable.
2 months.
Unbelievable.
That's great, man. You're lucky.
Yeah.
I know I'm lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
I
And
know.
I'm going to talk about it with my pain management guy too. I have 2 pain management guys now. One is with the lawyer that's suing the girl that went through the stop sign and hit me, and the other one is the one that I had for the cancer and all the bullshit. He says he's not familiar with the shockwave, but I'm going to tell the other guy. And I asked Sal today, is it possible to get an epidural and the shockwave together? Because this pain, I just can't take the pills. I don't want to take them. It gets me sick. So Sal said yes, and so that's what I'm going to do.
Well, if the epidural's working, that will reduce your pain probably 70 or 80%. So you might not need the shockwave. But if the epidural doesn't work, or it's not working very effectively, then I would try the shockwave.
All right, now let me tell you. Let me tell you why I called you this afternoon and asked you to come on. The other day, I was on with Billy O'Donnell and Gregory Peck, and we were talking about, because O'Donnell always asks me about how's that cool cap thing going. He calls it a bonnet. So I was talking a little bit about that, and I told him the situation, the problem that I was having, that there was no manufacturer in this country that makes blinkers. they make onesies and twosies, and if you need 5 or 10 of them, it takes them 2 months to do. So, and then I explained to them that the set of blinkers that I have, they had to be modified a little bit. They had to have another inch between the ear holes in the blinkers, and they had to have a 10 or 11-inch sleeve put in from the crown of the head down right before the eyes. And make a long story short, even China wouldn't do it without making a big deal about it. And so anyway, I come to the conclusion I can't deal with China. I can't deal with nobody. Plus, I didn't want to deal with China for a number of reasons. So I come to the conclusion that the only way I could do it is just to do it. And that's how I did everything my whole life. If I had to do something, I just found a way to do it, and I'll find a way how to do this. That was my attitude. So months ago, Joe Guarino told me get in touch with the Amish, and he did say that, and I kind of brushed it right off. I wasn't at the point where I am now, but I just brushed it right off. I just brushed it off. The other day, when O'Donnell told me of an experience he had, and then I mentioned the experience I had, that the Amish built my friend's barn at Fair Hill, bedded in. They're really good at everything they do. So I mentioned it to Joe, and Joe says I mentioned that to you, and I realized that he did. So anyway, I get a call from O'Donnell, and he gives me all the information. I get another call from Gregory Peck, and he gives me more information. So this is what I want to talk to you guys about now. Plus, I want to talk to you about a letter that I just got from Dr. Pigger. He's the veterinarian that owns the clinic at Belmont Park, and he's the veterinarian that everybody at Belmont Park idolizes and goes to, and he has the clinic there. Anyway, I sent him all the material about the cool cap. I sent him everything that I had.
He's also the state vet for the track, right? The Belmont State Vet.
I don't know. Eddie knows this, because if it wasn't for Eddie, this part wouldn't even happen, because Eddie was the one that went across the street to the hospital and told him about the cap, and Eddie was the one that set this whole thing up. So Eddie got me all the information. I sent him all the information, and he wrote me this. And then I called up Eddie, and I says, Eddie, did you hear from the veterinarian? And he says, no, but he told me that he got the information, that he read it, and he really liked what he wrote. So I says, well, we got to get an appointment for him. So Eddie gives me the wrong answer for me. He says, well, the whole world don't revolve around you. You got to wait. You got to have time. You got to this, and you got to have that. And that's the wrong thing to say to an 85-year-old guy that has cancer. You can't tell me I got to wait. I ain't waiting. So I says, Eddie, I'm writing him a letter. I'm going to be respectful, and I'm writing him a letter. So I wrote him a letter. I wrote him a nice letter, and I thanked him for looking into the research. I was very happy that he liked what he read, and I was very anxious to get with him to listen to his ideas that he might have that could improve anything that I created. And he wrote me this back, and I just got this today, and it says, "Hey Larry, thanks for the information on your product. It sounds interesting. I copied our hospital manager, Jill Norberg, and Kaylee, who does scheduling at our front desk to help organize a time to get you out here. We have a treadmill for a couple of more months, but it will soon be replaced by a much needed CAT scan. we have a blood donor who has we have a blood donor who is a standardbred that can do slow jog on the treadmill, but he will not get up any significant speed where you could appreciate significant heat generation. If this is something that is useful to you, please let me know and we can schedule it. And then the girl Jill sent me another nice letter that I should call her and we can schedule any time. And what he's saying there is he has an old standardbred there that's they use them for blood, and that he could put that old standardbred on the treadmill that they do have and test this my thing. But he thought it was very interesting. He's very excited about it and everything else. So that's good. At the same time, I get a call back from an Amish guy, this Amish company in Honeybrook, Pennsylvania. His name is Leroy. And I told him all about it. And I think this is the way I think we should go. And the only reason I think that is because I think it's the fastest, shortest way. And the reason I come to that conclusion is because last Wednesday, I spoke at length with Sandy Goldfarb. He sounded very interested. I sent him all the material back, and he says that he's going to check it all out and everything. And I haven't heard back from him. So that's probably good because they're probably still checking. And so, but anyway, I didn't hear back from him. So what I needed Sandy for was for a big bunch of money to create my own factory. Now, when I say a factory, I don't mean a factory like the guy said the other day where you need a couple of million. I need maybe 1,500 square feet, 2,000 square feet with a couple of machines in there that make the things. It's no big deal. You probably do it for $200,000-300,000. I think the machines cost $10,000 a piece, and it's really no big deal. The reason I wasn't too anxious about the Amish was because that even if they did have the machinery to make it, and even if they would make it, and even if they would agree to do everything I wanted to do, I would still have to go back to them, pick up the, I still need a factory. I still need a garage. I need something where workers could sit with a couple of machines that could sew the pockets in, unless the Amish sew the pockets in. And I still have to insert the gels. I still have to package them. I still have to ship them. So if I'm going to do that, I might as well do the whole thing. And that's what I told Leroy today. And he says, I might be, he says, listen, he said, for the last 2 months, I got 6 phone calls. I have 6 big customers asking me we stopped making blinkers. We don't make, we make everything else but. He says, but I have a crew that I have a crew that could make them. He says, now after talking to you, he says, I think we could work together and do this. So I says, I'm only interested if you can do it all. And I says, and just keep in mind that if you're going to be the maker and the distributor and everything else, you're going to be responsible for any lawsuits, which means you have to have insurance. And I know that you people don't get insurance and this and that. And he says, no. He says, I can make them. I can ship them. I can do it all. He says, and all you have to do is send me a label, which I'll have sewed on that you're the manufacturer. In the meantime, I'll do it all, which was great. He said everything and can do everything that we need. So he says, what about the material? I says, I'm still working with the people on the right material. I'm really not happy with the 4-way stretch. I'm not too happy with the nylon. I think polyester is better. And I says, I'm still working on that. And I think I have the other part finished that me and Eddie had the problem with it sliding down. So anyway, this was good news. So now I says, listen, how far are you? He's 120 miles from here. So So I says to him, I'm gonna drive up there in about a week. I says, I'm going to drive up there and I'm going to bring a prototype with me. I'm going to show you everything I need. I'm going to show you everything I want. And then you're going to see everything. You're going to be doing everything. I'll have the gels sent to you directly. You're going to build the blinkers. You're going to build a sleeve. Between me and you, we're going to figure out how to secure it, which I think I already figured it out with the Velcro, but I'm going to work with him with that. And, you can take care of everything. He says, absolutely. I says, and I'm going to need a price. I says, because I just want you to know this. I know that you people, meaning the Amish, are very, very fair and very, very hard workers. And you come to me from a guy and with an impeccable reputation. So I'm not, I just need to know, as far as projection goes, how much you would charge me, to make this and to do everything that you have to do. And he says, well, when you come up here, I will have all the information. I'll probably be able to, between now and then, come up with a figure on how much. So I says, I believe that I could make them for under $10 a blinker. I says, now I'm not suggesting that you and I could be wrong, because it's not my business. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing what China does. I'm guessing how much I could do in 1 month. All of this is a guess with me. You're in that business. So he says, so even if he charges, we could sell these blinkers for a minimum of $150 a blink, a minimum. That's what I believe, because they're getting $85 for regular blinkers right now. And this thing that I showed you the other night, she's getting I paid $120 for this blinker, and all it is a compression. A compression hood. It's just made out of spandex. It's a 4-way stretch hood. And so I says to the girl, and Nance, that guy Nance, told me about this. She's selling hundreds of these things to the Standardbreds. So, and I bought one, and she's a real nice girl. She packages it real nice. She has a nice brochure in there. So if she's getting $120 for that, and the average horseman's paying $85 for a set of blinkers, that's what we paid, right, Eddie, at the harness shop at Belmont?
Yeah, $86 whole stack.
Cheapest ones are the harness shop here at Jack's, I think it is.
Jack's,
and,
yeah.
I think it was $60 or $55. I just bought a couple more. I keep buying them from all over the place, and they're all made in China. Everyone is made in China. And I told the Amish guy that I'm going to get the material made from that's okayed by this company, and he was okay. He was okay with everything. A really, really nice guy. So now the reason I asked everybody that's involved, except for Freddie, I didn't call Freddie. That number one, if the veterinarian who likes everything he read, the guy at Belmont Park, he likes everything he read. He says it's very, very interesting. He sounds great. He'd love to, but what he says is true. If a horse jogging on a treadmill, it ain't going to get the job done. So it's really a waste of time, because the horse's temperature is never going to go up where it's meaningful. It's never going to raise to 103, 104, not just jogging. So that'll not work. I'm going to write him back a nice letter, and I'm going to tell him, I really appreciate your time, but I understand the situation. So unless I bring my own horse there and put him on a treadmill where he's going a 2-minute clip, it ain't going to work. That's number one. Number two, I don't even think we have to do that anymore. Now, if we go with so I don't think this is necessary. I'm going to write him a nice letter back saying, you're right. It's not going to serve any purpose to do that, but I appreciate your, but we can say that we know that he's not going to give anybody that goes to him, he's not going to he's not going to knock this thing. He read all the information, and it's not that we didn't want to test it. We could test it. He just didn't have the wherewithal to test it. So I don't think we should go there because it's not going to serve a purpose.
Can I intervene
Yeah,
for
go
1
ahead.
second? Okay, now before this, that he wrote you the letter, before everything, I was corresponding him since last Friday. Okay, I was corresponding with him and Ann McGovern, the HISA health and safety lady. She is waiting for this thing to take place at Cornell, and she wants Dr. Piggott to write a letter stipulating what he thinks, and she thinks HISA will definitely approve it. She's going to wait on Dr. Piggott's testing on this on the thread mill. Now, I can't probably bring a thoroughbred over there, one of my horses, and do it if you want to do it that way.
No. I don't want you to do that. I'm going to go up there, let him use his horse, and we'll get the blood as fast as we can get it. The main thing is that we'll be able with the thermostat, the thermometer that he has, and I have the thermal thermometer with everything that we have. We'll be able to test the skin away from the blinkers to the skin underneath the heat absorber, and you're going to be able to tell the difference. That's all we have to do. So what's the difference if the skin is 103 degrees and underneath is 101?
Larry,
it's doing
I think Eddie is right. I think you have to get as close to racing as possible. And jogging a 13 or 14-year-old standardbred is not going to do it.
Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? As long as the temperature, if you're jogging a thoroughbred, I mean a standardbred, and the temperature on the skin, while he's jogging, the temperature is going to go up to, say, 103 on the skin. Then we're going to lift the blinker up and we're going to put the temperature right there. If that temperature is 101, that means it's absorbing the heat. That's all you got to know.
Yeah.
Why? How is Eddie going to explain to an owner that I don't want to do that? I don't want to do that. All he has to do is know that the heat absorption gel works. That's all he has to know.
But when he writes it up and says this is race speed tested, that'll make a big difference. You know what I'm saying? He's going to write a report. And if he says it's race speed tested, that's a big plus than a horse jogging.
Well, what if he just writes a report that the gel does exactly what it says what the pamphlet says it does, exactly what's reported, exactly what it does. What it does is it delays the temperature wherever the gel is. It delays the temperature from going
to rise up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it does that. Sure, but
anyway, listen. I don't think it's necessary. Joe thinks it's necessary. We still
I think it should be as close to racing as you could possibly get it. As authentic as it could be, that's what you want to do. So when people ask questions, well, how fast was the horse going? And at least you could say, well, we went racehorse speed, racing speed, and it showed this temperature and that temperature. And you can answer these questions instead of saying, well, it went down a degree because it was a standardbred and we were just jogging them. That's just my opinion. I mean,
you gave yours, I gave mine. So now we still have Sal and we still have Eddie. We have Ron's opinion and we have Freddie's opinion. But if everybody on the screen agrees with you, there's no reason to get Freddie's opinion, and I'm overruled. No big deal. Then Eddie has to just get a thoroughbred over there.
Sal, what's your opinion?
Well, Eddie, what's Cornell going to do? You mentioned that the woman said Cornell.
No,
Well,
that's in the hospital.
and Cornell is the Belmont, the hospital, the equine center,
And that's
where
what Piggott runs, right?
So
that's what Pickett
they're
runs. He's the
affiliated
head,
with Cornell.
huh?
They're affiliated with Cornell.
Well, it's affiliated with Cornell up in wherever it is, Pennsylvania or wherever the hell it is, and this
Cornell's in
is
Ithaca,
this,
New York.
this oh, Ithaca. All right, this is the hospital that Dr. Reed started.
Right.
Okay, right where Belmont Racetrack is, and Cornell took it over, and Dr. Piggott is the head
So is this Reed's
veterinarian.
old office, Dr. Reed's old place? That's what it is?
Yeah, they remodeled it. They put millions of dollars
Okay,
into it.
yeah. Right across the street.
Yeah, so a lot of the thoroughbred trainers go there, and Dr. Piggott is the head surgeon, the head vet, and I know him not personally, but he did work for me. He's always been on point, and I approached him with this hat, whatever the hell you want to call it, this cool hat. And he was very interested, and Larry and I followed up, and then I got in touch with Ann McGovern, who is the health and safety CEO of HISA, one step, I think, below from Lisa Lazarus. And I just got off the phone with her today and yesterday, and when the holidays came, she sent out some kind of type of literature that Larry sent to her. But Larry, you never sent the literature you sent to the doctor, right? Dr. Piggott.
Yes, I did. Whatever
Okay.
I sent to Jill. I just want to say one thing before everybody votes, because I go either way. I'm just looking for the fastest way where nothing wrong can happen. Because as far as I'm concerned, if the gel works, the gel works. That's as far as I'm concerned.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so here's the only thing. You ever see a thoroughbred or a standardbred, for that matter, go on a treadmill at racehorse speed? It's fucking scary.
No, you can't. You
It's
can't.
scary. It's fucking
You
scary.
can't go 45 miles an hour. Or 30.
You can't
No.
even go 30 miles an hour.
No, you can't even go 15.
Yeah, you can't.
All I'm saying is not a 14-year-old standardbred that's there for blood donations.
Standardbred is going to go. Okay, that's number one. You go a little bit faster than the standardbred that they have there is going to go. He says that thing is going to go at a jogging speed. Okay, now you get a thoroughbred, especially a fucking thoroughbred that never been on a treadmill before. As soon as that fucking thing starts moving, I know. I went through this.
I know what you're saying. If they're not used to it, but I assume Eddie's going to put one on and used to it.
They fucking lunge, just like when they're going to go in a pool. A standardbred
Right.
goes in a pool. The thoroughbreds lunge. Same thing on the treadmill. Now, that's why when you says, Eddie, I'll bring a horse, I said, no. I don't want to put nobody in trouble. I don't put nobody in jeopardy. You want to bring a horse over there and let him go a little bit faster? It's still not going to be racehorse time, but it's going to be faster than what the standardbred's going to.
So what we're going to do is this. I wish we would have been on this last week and talked about this because the weather's been perfect. I mean, 48, 50 degrees. I could have breezed one out of the gate and definitely breezed a half mile, 5/8, and put that gel hat on him, and we could have definitely got the right diagnosis of the gel. Let me go get a glass of water.
Could the vet monitor him while you're breathing him?
If he has the material, if he has the senses and everything to put on.
So that's what I'm saying. Get as close to racing as you could. You know.
All I'm saying is that if Eddie wants to do it, that's fine. I don't know what he's going to tell his owners.
I assume that he has a horse that's been on a treadmill before. I don't think he's going to put a green horse on a treadmill.
He don't have a horse that's been on.
Oh, no? Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm not there, but I can guarantee you 99 9/10 of the horses at Belmont Park never been on a treadmill.
Okay.
And it's a scary fucking thing once it does.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. You can't just put a horse on there that,
Yeah. This
I was
standard,
used to
Larry.
walking on it.
what I could do with what I could do with the vet while he's there, I could say, look, what's the fastest he could this treadmill will go?
Right. That's
And then say, all I need him to do is go that as fast as he can go, whether it's a thoroughbred or standardbred, the treadmill can only go so fast. Do that. All we need is 1 minute. 1 minute at full speed. So full speed is like a 230 clip. Why the fuck you got to bring a thoroughbred there for?
well, because the reason I said it was because the standardbred is not in shape. He's not in shape at all. So he's not going to be able to go at any high speed. Where Eddie's horses are racehorses, they're conditioned. The standardbred is for blood donations, he said.
Joe,
So
he's got to go as fast as the treadmill. I'm sure the thoroughbred, the standardbred that they have there, I'm sure that if you put him in a field right now, he'll run for 2 or 3 minutes as fast as he can go, which will probably be faster than the treadmill can go. That's all I'm saying. If Eddie wants to bring a thoroughbred there, I don't care. I'm just saying that you're never going to get racehorse speed on the treadmill anyway. But whatever you guys decide, I don't want to argue about this. Whatever you decide is fine.
I mean, just close as possible to, open the horse up a little bit.
Well, getting back to Heisa, I spoke to her today. I told her about Dr. Pigot's going to perform this performance. She is very, very happy about it. And she says after it's all said and done, have Dr. Pigot send over his diagnosis on how it works and how it is. But she thinks it's going to go.
Let me just say this too. You're 1,000% right. Let me just say this too. We don't need anybody's approval. They can't stop it. Even if they said no, they can't stop it. They can force the commissions not to use it, but then I can get a hold of the animal rights people and cause a big stink and create the demise of thoroughbred racing. But I don't want to do that shit.
You don't want to do that.
I want to do everything right. But
and you want as many.
I know what's going to happen. It's going to pass. I don't want no fucking bullshit. Fucking no bullshit. Just tell it the way it is. And if you tell it the way it is, we're going to get the approval from Heisa, which we don't need their approval. I read their bylaws. We don't need their approval. It's
but
not
their endorsement would help.
What?
They won't endorse necessarily.
Not endorse, but if they recommend and say it's a good thing.
Well, if they say don't find any issues with it, that's probably.
If they make it mandatory, then that's definitely a plus.
I don't think they'll do that, but
no, it has to be.
Even if they just say, this is a positive piece of equipment that can help a horse.
You know why I'm going through all this bullshit? Because there's a slight chance that if everything goes right with Pigot and everything goes good, whether it's with a thoroughbred or a standardbred, there's a slight chance they can almost make it mandatory. If they make it mandatory, it's a major home run.
It's a home run.
Yeah.
But if Heisa won't endorse something, they probably won't make it mandatory. That's what I'm saying.
Well, she did mention when we spoke to her that they're thinking of doing some endorsement stuff at a later point, but as of right now, they don't endorse.
Yeah, she did say that.
Yeah,
she
says so that's great.
Yeah, she says in fact, she said in about a month or two we're gonna come out with it, right, Sal?
Yeah,
she said in about a month or two, and that's when we spoke to her.
Yeah.
So she says if this thing really works, there's something that nobody knows that there's 1 or 2 things we're going to start endorsing that will help the thoroughbred, and this will be one of them.
Right, that'll be great.
She sent a lot of that stuff to her vets, all her vets in Heisa. They're very interested, and she's waiting for their report, and she wants the report from Dr. Pigot, even though you don't really need it.
I think that's important, a report from him.
But it looks like she's going to contact you as soon as the vets from Heisa is going to contact her, because because she sent everything to them, and they're very high on it. So that's what she was telling me. So
They might not endorse something, but if they approve it, that's a big plus,
Right.
Exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might
If
not
they
endorse something
approve
because
it-
that's their policy now at the time, but if they approve it, that's great, you know?
Yeah. It
Right,
sure
and
is.
that I think they can do.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I mean.
he led us to believe that they could write a letter basically approving it, not finding any problems with it, which is a backhanded approval. So
Right.
yeah, approval would be just as good at this
Yeah,
point.
oh, absolutely.
which is a plus. Which is a plus. Everything is all natural. There's nothing to enhance. There's nothing to do anything detrimental to a horse's
They
ability to run.
You're 1,000% right, but there's still certain language that I had to correct and change in the pamphlet that I put together, so it don't interfere, or it don't it bypasses FDA rules. Because if you say it lowers the temperature in the brain, you can't say that. But you can say it lowered the way I worded it. That's what the lawyers told me how to word it. This way you're not using, not, and then that's what you got to say. It's
You're not using a medical term.
yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, I wrote it out the way the attorneys told me to write it, and the FDA people, some person that works for the Federal Food and Drug Administration told me to write it. So the language is correct. We don't claim to heal or do anything. It does what it does. It slows the heat. That's all. That's all it does, and it just happens to slow it. Now, here's the other thing. I want. It's almost February. I want to get this thing going. I
Right.
want to make an appointment as soon as possible with Dr. Piet here, all that's going to stop that is me. I'll drive up there tomorrow if I have to. I'll cancel all my doctor's appointments and let me sit and talk with him. I'll talk with him. We'll put the treadmill on as fast as it can go. I'm sure that the standardbred that's there will be able to handle as fast as the treadmill can go. And then naturally he's going to be happy. We're going to test it with all the things and everything else. Right after that, I get in my car and I drive up to the Amish. We make a fucking deal, and then we're on our way. Because don't forget, it's going to take. I still have to spend $15,000 for the machine for the scientist who's going to make the thing and package everything. There's a machine that he has to buy that injects it into the 4 milligram bed, the sack, and everything else. So that's going to take 2 or 3 months there. I can't be wasting all this time.
No, I understand. You're right.
So you call him tomorrow, or the girl. What's her name? Caitlin.
Yeah, I'm going to call tomorrow, and I'm going
Or
to
make an appointment for this week, Friday or weekend or Monday or whatever, and go.
Yeah, I am. That's what I want to do. But if you guys want a thoroughbred to go there, then it's up to you.
It doesn't have to be a thoroughbred. It's just a horse that's conditioned and that's used to
Yeah, but now you're causing another problem. Where are you going to get a standardbred? Who's going to ship?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it doesn't matter what horse it is, as long as it's conditioned and it's used to a treadmill. You know what I'm saying? If Eddie has a horse that's been on a treadmill before, it's perfect.
Listen, Larry, when you make the appointment and you talk to Mr. Dr. Piggott, ask him if he has basically a horse that he's going to work on the treadmill for scoping or anything that you could put that hood on him.
No, he made it plain in the letter. He made it very clear.
Yeah, he got the standardbred right. I know that.
He says, I have a horse. He really don't use it. See what he says here? He really don't need the treadmill. He wants the CAT scan machine there.
Right.
He has a standardbred that's there. They use that standardbred for blood, to either donate blood or whatever. But that's the horse he's going to use to do it. Let him do it. Let him do it. If you're telling me, look, a treadmill can only go so fast.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that for 30 seconds or a minute, that's all it takes for 30 or a minute. If he can't go that fast as he can go, just as long as the temperature on the outside is higher than the temperature that's under the gel pack. That's all that matters.
You're 100% right, but definitely keep pigging on board, because that's important.
So that's what this whole thing is all about. If it's okay, I will call him up. I will call him up tomorrow. I'll make an appointment for as soon as possible. The only bad thing is I got the colonoscopy on Thursday.
You
I
take
got
care of yourself first, Larry.
No,
and then
I don't
we
give
do
a
this.
fuck about that. I want
No,
to do
no,
this.
you gotta
Yeah,
take care
I'll
of
go
yourself.
for the colonoscopy because that's Thursday. I'm sure that he ain't gonna say come tomorrow.
No,
But I think I have a day or two in between with the epidurals, and I'm gonna look tomorrow when I call him. I'll look at my calendar, and I'm gonna do it as soon as possible. If he's happy, and I'm gonna bring a lot more literature with me that he could look through. This ain't just my idea. This has been researched for the last 50, 60 years. And also I have something here. And all they talk about this whole thing is the 15 risk factors associated with sudden death in thoroughbred racehorses in North America. I got this. All I got to do is read this. And how
where'd you
can
get
they-
that? Is that something new that came out?
No, it's not nothing new. I found it.
Oh,
All
that's
I do
great.
is research. I did research. You know how much shit I have? I got.
I know.
See this? See this?
Larry Rolla Library.
See this?
A Rolodex.
See this? All these little booklets here.
You definitely did your homework, Larry.
See this?
Jeez.
Hey,
Got a lot
see
of stuff
that?
there. Got a
See
lot of
this?
shit there, Larry.
Okay.
See this?
You're moving pretty good. Those pills are working.
I'm starting to feel better.
I know. We could see. We could see.
You know why? Because your adrenaline is flowing.
Anyway, if I stacked it on top of one another, it'd be 6, 7 feet high. My ceiling ain't high enough. But I don't want to even. I don't even want to. You know what? I don't want to. I did enough. They have enough information there. The stuff that I send him, that I sent to you guys, it's all condensed. What's all in here and everything else, it's all condensed. And the best points I made. There's no sense in repeating things over and over again. I got the it's all full of important bullet points. That's it. That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to bring a whole bunch of, in fact, I'm not going to bring nothing. I'm bringing the fucking blinkers. That's it. And that's it.
Don't forget the gel.
Huh?
Don't forget the gel with the blinkers.
No, I ain't going to forget it. So anyway, that's it. So if everybody agrees, that's what I'm going to do. If everything works out good, the next step, if everything works out good, I'm going to tell him right there. I'm going to say, I understand that Jill or whatever her name is, Lisa, is waiting for a report from you. Now, before I build a factory, is this going to be a positive thing? If he says, well, I don't know, then fuck him. Fuck him. I don't need him. You don't need him.
Calm
But
down, Larry.
I don't think
Calm
he's gonna
down. He
say
might
that.
be listening to your show.
Yeah. But I don't think he's going to say that. You know why? Because there's a fucking need for it. This report started in 2009 to 2021. Thousands and thousands and thousands of horses have died since then. And now I have something that I know it don't cure the problem. It delays the problem. That's all.
And that's all you need.
They know it. They understand it. They know of the situation. You know, there isn't one person that we spoke to that I sent this information to. First of all, they already know. They already know that there's a problem. Why do you think they call it sudden death?
Right.
All of a sudden death because horses don't get fucking heart attacks. Horses don't get clogged arteries. Nothing had that. How when a human gets a heart attack, there's 15 reasons why he gets it. None of them apply to a horse.
Right.
The only thing that gives a horse a heart attack is fucking heat related. That's it. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do if it's okay with everybody. And then now after that, once we do that, I just want you to know, once we do that and say everything goes great, he loves it. He say, yeah, this is it. And I'm only going to go ahead if he says okay. And the reason I say this is because the next step, if he agrees or don't agree, the next step is money. Not a lot of money, but money. Okay? So if he don't agree, if he says, well, I don't know, it really didn't do this, it really didn't do that, and I don't know, and I don't want to put my name on something, then fuck it. I'm going to end it. I'm just going to end it. I can't go no more. I ain't going to battle that, and fuck it. I'll go on to another project. I'll work on, I started working on it anyway, this my new shoe thing that I talked about the other day, when you know, no more shoes and just put the glue here with the little steel. That'll go over big. Every horse in the fucking world will be doing that. That's my next project. If this thing goes and we have the company, that's the next project.
That's the next product.
Yeah, that'll be good. Every thoroughbred in the world will be doing that.
Let's get the hood going, and that'll be the second step.
Anyway, but if he says, if he likes it and he says it, yeah, I'll give you a good review and this and that and everything else. And I'll even offer him 5 or 10%. I'll say, Doc, if you really like this, I really appreciate what you did. This is not a bribe, but it is a bribe. You can have 5% of the company. Just endorse it for us if you really like it. And I'll say that after the fact. Then if he says, okay,
don't need it. You don't need to do that. This product will sell itself. You don't need it.
Then I have to go up to the Amish, and the first thing I got to do is get the scientist guy, because he already gave me the quote. I think the quote is $10,000 or $12,000 for the machine that he has to order, and he says it's going to take 2 or 3 months. And I'm going to, if this thing works, I'm going to tell him to put a special order on it. If we got to pay a couple of thousand more, whatever. But 3 months is not acceptable. We got to have this thing. We got to have this thing ready for, even though it works in the winter time too. But in the summer months is when you really want to fucking want to do it. Now at that point, I'm telling you right up front. At that point, whoever is involved, whoever wants to be involved, is going to have to come up. We're going to have to come up with enough money to buy that machine for the scientists. And we're going to have to buy whatever. Well, the Amish are going to buy their own material. We're just going to buy their own stuff. We're just going to buy the material. Right. So all we got to do is buy the machine for the scientist. Pay the scientist for his gel. I think he said he's going to charge $15 a package. First it was 10, then it went up to 15. So $15 a package. $15 for every, say, 300 grams. So for every blinker, there's $15 that's going to be extra for the gel. So the scientist is going to have to get paid, and now there's another thing I know, and that's why I can't rule anything out. I shouldn't even be saying this because we're on live here, even though there's nobody probably paying attention. Oh, yeah, Gregory Peck is still there. Wait, let's see what Gregory says here. Gregory just said something. Larry, I can tell you approval for products like this is usually required, well-controlled clinical investigations. Okay.
That's very true.
Now, once this happens, and that's why maybe Sandy is still, Sandy hasn't got back to me. I personally, in my opinion, knowing everybody that's involved, you're involved only because I made you involved. You're not really involved. You're involved because I made you. You're my partners, but I went as far as I can go. Now I can't go any further. So if we're going to go further, we're all going to have to chip in. Now the other thing I know is that the amount of money that we need between us. Now you're talking about guys in their 70s and 80s who are retired, who haven't worked in years. Eddie's ready to fucking pack it in. Joe is taking care of his father. Sal is 1,500 miles away. Freddie is Freddie. And so that's going to be another problem. But once we get the okay, we have another meeting and say, okay, now there's 2 people more we can go to besides Sandy. We can go. If Sandy don't respond, there's a guy that Freddie told me about, Sal, that you know very well. He owns a bunch of thoroughbreds in Delaware. I forgot his name, but he says you know him very well. He's a very, very wealthy guy. And that's the way we should go. Give up most of the company, and we shouldn't have any problem raising money. There comes a point where we ain't going to be able to fund this thing ourselves. We just can't. And I don't feel comfortable doing it because unless we have pre-orders of 100,000, I ain't taking nobody's money. You know, if everybody was really well off and everything else, but it ain't fair. It ain't fair that Ron already paid for the one thing and nobody else put in 5 cents. Not that you didn't offer, because everybody offered. I wouldn't take it. Everybody on the screen here offered. I wouldn't take the money. For every time I see Eddie, he offers. I won't take it. You called me up 2 times already and offered me money, Joe. I wouldn't take it. Ron already did more than enough. And here's a guy that didn't want. I just want to help you. I know that you need it. I just want to help you. I don't want any part of. I just want to help you. And he just said,
any part of it.
So we need for marketing and so nobody's scraping. We have to give up a certain percentage to either Sandy when he calls me, but I'm not going to wait for him to call me. We're going to go straight ahead. And when it gets to that point, when we get the okay, then you can go to the investor and say, look, we got the blessing of ISA who controls the industry and this guy and this guy. It should be very easy to get the money. And then worse comes to worse. If everybody turns us down, then between everybody involved in us, we're going to have to scrape our pennies together and send the scientists whatever money you need. And don't forget, it's going to be $15 every, before the hoods are even made. It's $15 for every gel that goes. So in other words, it's $150 for 10 hoods, you know, just for the gel. So and plus the 10, 12,000, whatever it is for the machine. So it's going to be considerable. So we got to get an investor. We got to get invested because it's crazy. Look, whatever money we guys have, we need. We can't be taking shots at 70 and 80 and 90 years old. So that's it. We'll go straight ahead. I'll wait for the doctor. I'll go down there as soon as possible, and then maybe by then I'll hear from Sandy. And if not, I'll get in touch with Sal and see if Sal and Freddie knows some wealthy guy that has horses in Delaware. He says Sal knows them good. And then if not, the other wealthy guy we talked about that owns all them thoroughbreds that sold the vitamin water for $2 billion. Because I'm sure he'll put up the money, especially once Heiser and the vet approve it.
That's your key.
Yeah. So that's
those approval letters. That's
about-
all.
Larry, can I ask you a question, Larry?
Yeah.
What do you need Sandy Goldfarb for if you're going to have the Amish people make the whole thing?
Because we don't have money to pay for the machine for the scientist. The scientist got to get that machine that fills the gel caps and seals them and everything else. He sent me the machine. I think it's 10 or 12,000. It's someplace in here.
And you give that machine to the Amish people to make it for you?
No. The Amish people, no, the machine, the scientist's going to make all the gels. I just got to get them the machine. When the gels are done, I'm going to have the the scientists ship the gels to the Amish.
Yeah.
And
All right.
I'm gonna
Now I understand.
go
Okay.
up there with the Amish, and I'm gonna
All right.
sell the Amish.
Now the Amish is gonna make the hoods, right?
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Okay, now the Amish is gonna charge you $110 a hood, right?
No, no
Oh, who
way.
said that?
No.
Well, you said something about $110, so 100.
I'll put a pitchfork through his fucking chest if he says $110.
Oh, he's gonna sell it for
What do you think they're going to
110.
charge? He's going to charge
No,
$15 a hood, $20 a hood.
I said there'd be no problem in selling this thing for $200 minimum.
Oh, okay.
150.
Yeah.
So I says even if the guy charges $30 a hood after everything for shipping and this and that, or maybe shipping, even if everything comes to $50, meaning shipping and this and that and everything, even if it comes to $50, and we're all in for $50. Well, no, it has to be 40 because we got to get 15 to the thing. If we could sell it for a minimum of 150, we'll be making $100 on every set of blinkers.
You're going to get more than 100. You're going to get more than 150.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
A cheap hood goes for
probably
$60.
get 200. And that's it. So
Well, I got 5,000 for the machine. Who wants to do anything else? Go ahead.
no. We're gonna get the investor. We're gonna get as soon as I get the approval. From the veterinarian here. So once he approves it, Heis is going to approve it because they're waiting for him. So now we got the approval. Once we get the approval, I'm driving up to the Amish. I'm going to bring the prototype with me. I'm going to say, this is what we need. This is how we have to do it. And within a day or two, he's going to tell me how much a hood he's going to cost me. And then I'm going to set it all up where he makes them. He puts our label in them. So we're really the manufacturer, even though he's the manufacturer. We're the one that has to have the insurance and everything else, but he's really the manufacturer. And
he has the machines, the sewing machines to do it.
No, he says no, he don't. He's gonna buy them. He didn't ask me to buy them. He's gonna buy them.
Okay.
I'm sure they have them ready.
He said to me in the letter, he said to me, this is the thing, I printed it out. And then I cut it short because I wasn't going to do it. Here he sent me, here's his address, and he said, if you could mail me, he wants me to mail him the hood, the prototype, but I only have one. So I'm not going to mail it to him because I'm going to go to the vet. But he wanted me to send it up there because this way, within 2 or 3 days, he'll look at it. He'll know what he has to buy. He knows what he has to do, and he can give me a price because I asked him for a price. But look, and I told him, I says, look, if I was all set up, I think I could probably make the blinkers for $8 to $10 a piece. I says, now that's me. It's not my business. I could be very wrong, but that's your business. So you let me know. I expect to be fair. So if he charges even $30 a set of blinkers to make, because they're all going to be, it's going to be custom. It's not going to be like the ears are going to be an inch further apart, and it's going to have the sleeve put in it. It's going to be made out of better material, and that's all a selling point. It's all in the little pamphlet that I made.
What's this Amish guy's name?
His name is Leroy. He says with Yonis,
Yanni's?
Yonies.
Yeah, Yanni's. They make whips, everything.
Yeah. 435 Churchtown Road, Honeybrook, Pennsylvania. Gregory Peck gave me his number. So that's the guy. Really nice guy. When I asked for Leroy, really nice guy. He sent this to me and he gave me his personal number. Says if you want to talk to me, this is my personal number, 610-273.
Don't give it out.
All right.
I guarantee this guy got machines already. If he does this kind of stuff.
No, he says he don't. He told me he don't. He says, but to get him is no problem. That's what he told me. Now who knows? But I'm going up there. If I have a good meeting with the vet, I'm going up there.
Larry, can I just say something? Getting back to the first thing,
Yeah.
I think Heiss's approval is of utmost importance to you, right?
Yes.
The first thing I would do is forget about a standardbred. Don't even think about using the standardbred for your testing. Some of these thoroughbred people don't even recognize them as real racehorses. Second of all, how many deaths of standardbreds do you know of because of what your product is trying to stop? I only know one in 40 years. I would take Eddie up on his offer, use a real thoroughbred and test it right on that, and then do whatever this picket wants you to do as far as the clinical testing and getting back all the information. If you have to go to Cornell, you go to Cornell, because this is one shot you have. They may not give you an endorsement, but the approval is of utmost importance. And once you have that, then you have something that you can go forward with. You have something that you
Well,
can put
look,
up to investors to put money up with.
I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm saying is that it now becomes a hassle. Everything becomes a hassle. When I know that you don't need anybody's approval, when I know that once I show up, it makes no difference if it's a standardbred, a thoroughbred, a dog, or a cat. As long as the gel does what I say it's going to do, slow down the rise of the temperature, it makes no difference what kind of horse it is. It just don't. It don't make any difference. How we tested this thing months and months ago is when I slept on it. When I slept on it and bought that Thermalite, that's how we started all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Then I tested it with
I'm just saying that their approval is of utmost importance. And if they need you to jump through hoops just for a couple of days and get it over with, that's what I did. He actually came out and said to you,
follow his plan.
Yeah, the girl said that she wants his. The girl said she wants his. All
right, now what are you gonna? What
the
are you gonna
results
do?
of what he's of what he finds out about how it works. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so now get a thoroughbred, and you're gonna get a thoroughbred. You're gonna go on a treadmill. Try to find it. Do you try to find it? I guarantee you, Eddie's gonna have to beg one of his. I don't even think Eddie can get one of his horses to go there. Tell you the truth, what owner who races a horse is not gonna want to do that? And what happens when when the thing starts and the horse fucking lunges forward and breaks the chains and everything else and goes crazy? If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do.
You can't work the horse at Belmont you can't take one of Eddie's horses if he's nice enough to offer and work the horse in front of the stock to picket and then with your hood on there.
Oh, if he wants to do that, he can do that. I don't care.
Well, yeah,
That's better than a treadmill.
Yeah,
if he can monitor him somehow.
Larry, can I say something?
The best you can do.
Larry, Houghton had a treadmill.
Let me just say this because I'm starting to get. Look. You put the blinkers on. You go on a racetrack with a thoroughbred. The racetrack from Eddie's barn is probably a mile. You work the horse. You bring the horse back. Everything becomes like a hassle. The vet's gonna have to be. By the time the horse gets back, because it's a mile away. By the time the horse back, all temperatures are, especially now that it's cold out. The skin temperature is going to be different. Nothing's going to be accurate. It has to be, if you're going to test like anything else, it has to be just like all the drugs, all the injections they have and everything, they're all done in an environment, in a protective environment. They're not done. Now, if you want to do it the right way is to do it the way I have all my research done. They put sensors in the lungs. They put sensors in the heart. They put sensors in the muscles. And they sat on the sidelines and they were able to tell. I got them studies. It could never work that way. But if that's what you want to do it. I don't care. Now you got to get the veterinarian to agree to go to the track, wait for the horse to come off, work, wait for the horse to get back to the barn, take the blinkers off, and check. Okay, it's 104, but the fucking temperature outside is 19 degrees. By the time he walks back to the barn, the temperatures are going to be all off. You can't do it on the racetrack You can't do it when he first comes on the racetrack. The horse will never stand still. You can't be taking blinkers off on the racetrack. The horse will go. It just becomes a nightmare. But if you guys want to do it, I don't care, because that's all on Eddie now. That ain't on me. Me, if it does all I'm interested in, does the gel work? If the gel works, it works. It makes no difference if it's a donkey. It makes no difference. We tested it on frying pans. We tested it on dogs, on sleeping. We tested it every way. I agree. Getting HISAs,
We all believe you. We just want to get the vet to believe you. Everybody believes that your product works. We just want that Dr. Pickens to believe it and write a report. Eddie, you can't pay a vet to go to the track, work a horse, and when he first comes off and does his testing there, when you take the horse off the training track.
Like Larry said, first of all, the blinkers are underneath the bridle, so you can't pull the blinkers off. Time you get from after he finishes the half-mile work or whatever, 5/8, he gallops around, then he comes back. And time he gets back to the barn, and like Larry said, it is cold out, and their body temperatures is going to drop. And basically, time you get into the barn and dismantle everything, take the bridle off, take that thing off, and then do that temperature. I mean, it's not going to read accuracy. There's going to be no accuracy.
Do all the things I'm going to tell the vet when I get to his hospital. I'm going to say, listen, I know the thoroughbred is not going to go speed time, race time. I know that. And then I'm going to explain to him, but if we did this and this and this, unless you have senses in the horse, you're not going to get an accurate reading. When all we have to do, the only reason I'm there and the only reason why this is unique is because of the gel. Does the gel work? The gel works. So what's the difference if you're doing it on a goat on a treadmill or what? It makes no difference. And you're never going to get an accurate reading on the racetrack for what I said and what Eddie just said. And if you ever try to after a horse, first of all, when a horse works, after he works, he comes back. By the time he comes back off the track, the temperatures are all different. They're just different, whether it be hot or cold. So you're never going to get an accurate. The most accurate you're going to get is under controlled conditions. In the laboratory, in his hospital, where the treadmill is, with a standardbred, whether it's a dog or a donkey or a thoroughbred, put him on there, make him go as fast as he can go. After 2 minutes, stop it, take the skin temperature, take the blinkers off, take the temperature where the gel was. If there's a difference in them temperature, the gel works. That's all you got to do.
The best part, you don't even need a bridle or nothing when you go on the treadmill. All you got to do is put the hood on him, so there's really no equipment.
The most important thing is getting a positive report from Piggott, so he can give it the HISA. So
That's right.
do it however
you do it.
Whatever Piggott wants to do, follow his game plan. This way he's happy. Don't alter his plan. Let him do what he has to do. He's testing it. Let him do whatever he wants. A donkey, a goat, a standardbred, whatever he wants, let him do it.
Make the appointment, and we'll go there together, me and you, and then we'll play it by step, and we'll see what happens.
Eddie, do you have horses that have been on treadmills?
Huh? Yeah, but I do.
Okay, so there's your answer, Larry. He has a thoroughbred that's been on a treadmill.
I heard what Eddie just said. I'm going to say this. I guarantee you, if there's 1,100 horses at Belmont Park, I guarantee you,
1,000
maybe 5 of the 1,000 been on a treadmill.
Yeah, but Eddie has one of them. So that's a plus.
I think Eddie just said yes. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe he does have one.
Larry, how fast does the horse have to go on a treadmill to utilize your product and show what it can do?
They have to go full speed. At full speed, the heart pumps 96 gallons of blood within a minute and a half, and the temperatures rise right to wherever they're going to go within a minute and a half. 2 minutes after the race, everything just comes right back down again. That's why working them on the racetrack, unless you have senses in the brain and the heart, which I have studies of that they did that. They did it with senses. So working them.
Larry, don't you
See why
agree
this
that
see why this gets me a little crazy is because when I found out I didn't need their approval, HISA can't stop this from happening. HISA can't. They
But
can't.
Larry, they're a catalyst.
I
to
know
the
what they.
start.
I know all of that. I know that their approval means everything. I know all of that. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that how the fuck could they? If I go there and he puts the standardbred on the thing and we test it and the thing, okay, what's the point of this? The point of this is, does this gel pack do what I said it does?
And
Yeah,
it does. And it does.
yeah. That's it. Oh,
We agree.
what happened here now? Look at it. Say, oh, okay. You see this?
Larry, let me ask you, Larry, I'm sure you'll agree. You ever see a horse going 30 miles an hour on a treadmill?
No, the treadmills don't go that fast.
Well, how fast do they have to go to get you to test your product
They have
effectively?
to. They have to go full. They have to go full
Yeah.
speed.
Well, that's a
They
scary thing.
Yeah.
Houghton bought a brand new one. They put it in the breezeway of barn double C. In those barns at Roosevelt, there was in the breezeway there was 2 middle stalls, and on each end was a tack room. Well, Houghton put right on the wall opposing the stall this brand new treadmill. The first horse they put on it fell flat on his face and came halfway back in the aisle. They stacked hay and straw up, and that's where it was for the next 10 years. They never used it
It's
after
just-
that one
look,
time.
I've been to universities. I've been all over the place where we put horses on treadmills. My whole life I spent at universities. Not my whole life, but I spent a lot. Many times. I was there when they put the first horse on a treadmill when they were searching for entrapment. And when does it happen? Why does it happen? Which side is paralyzed and what side is not paralyzed and everything. And once we found the mechanism that would diagnose that, then we made it for a horse, so we didn't have to go on a treadmill. But to get a fucking horse on a treadmill, you know how many broke the chains and how many fell and got flinged off backwards and forwards.
Right.
And
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's a pain in
I
the
never
ass.
put a horse on a treadmill. I had 1,000 horses.
tough.
Yeah.
All you have to do, and I'm going to tell the vet this, and the vet's going to
And
know.
Larry, most of your treadmills that are at these places are elevated. They're elevated treadmills. I've seen these damn treadmills. The one at the thing is a flat treadmill. You walk on it, and they put it on so slow, and then the horse walks, and then he trots, and then he canters, and then he goes into a gallop. And what they do is basically they got 3, 4 vets or handlers, and they got a guy back there for the horse. They have a guy with a whip, and they tap, and they make them go the speed they want them to. I've been there 100 times. I've seen them working on it. I had a horse because he displaced a lot, so we put the scope, we put everything, we put him on the treadmill, and we went. And he, we seen how he displaced, and soon as we had to do a tie back or whatever we had to do. But those treadmills that Houghton had, they're all elevated. I seen them all. We got one in the barn, something. It's elevated. These are elevated treadmills. These are horrible. They're full of holes. But the one at the hospital is a flat treadmill.
Guy, Ronnie, Eddie, here's a guy. This is your friend. He has thoroughbreds. This guy's a really nice guy. You know him. He's a thoroughbred owner. And he says, I agree 100% with Ron and Eddie. The thoroughbred owners and trainers are the ones who will be purchasing 90% of the hoods. Use a thoroughbred racehorse to sample the product. Okay. Now, I want to know from Steve and from anybody else, what's the difference between a standardbred and a thoroughbred that's going on a treadmill that can only go 20, so let's just call it 20 miles an hour. What's the difference?
None.
What's the difference? There is no difference.
No. You just got to get the body parts to move at a certain speed and the temperature to rise.
Whether it's a thoroughbred, a donkey, a cheetah, a lion, or a standardbred,
or you.
And you put him on a cheetah could run 60 miles an hour. You put him on a fucking treadmill, he can only run as fast as the treadmill can go.
Yeah.
And the treadmills can't go that fast. We got him to go the fastest they could possibly go. It was the scariest fucking thing. It's just scary. Just picture just even a human being on a treadmill going as fast as you can go like this on a truck, standing still. And then when you start to slow it down, they get all fucking fucked up. It's a scary fucking thing.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
I had a lot of stress testers, and I know you too,
I
Brian.
did it too. I just did it a month ago.
All I'm saying is that the whole purpose of this hood is the gel. Does the gel work? That's
Yeah.
all you gotta know. Does the
Make
gel
the
work?
appointment.
Yes. And I'm sure that when I get done talking with the veterinarian, I'm going to say, listen, in a very nice way. How many fucking horses you want to die? Even if this thing works 1% of what I said, why not use it? It can't hurt. It
Larry,
don't
we
have a
know
fucking
it's
downside.
gonna work. We know
Right.
that.
We
But you have
know
to
that.
convince people.
That's right.
Seal
What I'm
says
going to do is tell the vet the purpose is does the gel work? That's all.
you see
Gel work.
Steve, who just made a comment. Most people that are going to buy this hood are going to be thoroughbreds. So they're going to be thoroughbred owners that buy this hood.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying.
you want to test it on a thoroughbred because that's going to be 90% of your purchases on thoroughbreds. It's like the Food and Drug Administration says, oh, we tested it on rats. Yeah, but we're worried about humans. So people who are going to buy it, if they have thoroughbreds, they want to know how it works on thoroughbreds, not standardbreds. So I'm
I
just saying, a
disagree with
horse is
that
a
whole-
horse.
I
But
disagree with that whole fuck. You mean I got to go through this now if I want to sell it for standardbreds? It's a fucking horse.
no. I'm not saying that. But 90% of your purchases are going to be with thoroughbreds because
So that
you're
means
involved with them.
I disagree. I disagree. If I just disagree. Look, a pelling pacifier was made for standardbreds.
Right.
Now they use them on fucking thoroughbreds. They use them all over the world on
Right.
thoroughbreds, but they were made for standardbreds. What's the difference? What horse? It's made to look so the temperature don't rise over in a fucking racehorse. Whether it be
Larry, I agree with
standardbred
you
or a thoroughbred.
100%.
Now, according to Steve and you're saying, well, a standardbred owner wants a hood to be tested on a fucking on a standardbred. Now, why? Why? Because you're in the standardbred business? It's a
No,
fucking horse.
because even you says 90% of the people that are going to buy them are going to be, in the
Thoroughbred.
beginning, are going to be
Thoroughbred.
thoroughbred owners.
So, but what's the difference if you test
There's
it
no
on a
difference.
fucking standardbred or thoroughbred? So it's a stupid argument. Steve, I hate to say that it's a stupid argument, but a standardbred and a thoroughbred, it's the same blood, the same amount of blood, the same everything. One is just a different fucking breed, but everything else is
We
the same.
know that. We know that.
So how could you?
I'm saying there's 90% of your people are going to be buying it that are thoroughbred people. That's all.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? Here's what
Now
I'm
you got polo pony.
I said
Yeah.
what I had to say. I'm going to leave it up to you guys, and Steve is at the racetrack all the time with Eddie. Eddie, you work out with Dr. Pignol. I ain't going to make the appointment. Work it out with him where you can get a thoroughbred, how he's going to do it. Work on the race. You ain't going to do it on the racetrack. You ain't going to do it on a fucking treadmill. So how you going to do it? Maybe I got an idea. You can get a fucking tow bar and hook it up to the horse's neck and drag him down fucking Route 1 and go 40 miles an hour and as soon as stop the fucking car, hope you don't run into the back of it, and then test them there. How the fuck else are you gonna do it? How are you gonna do it? If you're not gonna put them on a treadmill because it ain't fast enough, these are all legitimate arguments. But I'm coming up with counter stuff. I'm playing devil's advocate. You don't want to use the treadmill because it don't go fast enough. You don't want to use the standardbred because it ain't a thoroughbred. Well, what do you want to do? Do it. You want to use a thoroughbred? You want to go 40 miles an hour? Tie him to the fucking bumper of your car. Get on Grand Central Parkway.
Larry, you're getting mad over nothing.
I'm not getting mad. It's just that if whatever you want to do, tell me. Tell me.
You got to do what Piggott wants to do. And if Eddie has a thoroughbred that's been on there already, that's the perfect situation.
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
All right, I'm going to say something, and Eddie's right there. I guarantee you, Eddie won't put a horse on the thoroughbred. On where did he go? He fucking he disappeared.
He just blew your guarantee.
Where the
If
hell did
Eddie
he
says
go?
he did it, he'll do it.
He ain't.
Listen, why don't you talk to this vet
The
and
vet is the
see?
key. Do what the vet
He
wants.
ain't gonna,
Right.
And even if he does do it, according to Steve, that even if he does do it, if the treadmill ain't gone racehorse time, it's invalid.
I agree with that, but
Well, then tie him to the bumper of a car and go on the fucking
you
highway.
can't do that. That's
Well, how else you gonna do it?
you can't. The best way to do it is if you
You
could
know why
test
you
it.
can't do it? Because you don't have to do it. The thing is, does the gel work? Does it absorb?
Larry, we all know it works, but
Well, then that's it. You don't even have to fucking test it. The only reason for testing is to make sure that it's not battery. There's no toxic stuff in it. That's all they're
but
concerned.
how are you going to get a positive report from Piggott if he doesn't see it himself? You have to follow his plan.
He's going to see that it works. He's going to put the horse on a treadmill, and he's going to see that the temperature is different from the skin to underneath where the thing was. Hey, look. If me and you are in the air conditioned kitchen having coffee, and then I put this gel on your arm and I wrap it so it stays right there, okay? And then me and you go outside and we fight a couple of rounds, and we're both soaking wet with sweat. Fucking body temperature is like 103, 104. And then you go underneath there and it's 99. Does the gel work?
Absolutely.
That's what we're gonna find out. That's all. And if a thoroughbred guy who owns a thoroughbred says, well, I'm not going to buy the hood because it wasn't tested on, it was tested on the standardbred. To me, that's a fucking idiotic remark. Okay, so you want to take the shot. How about you want to talk about does your horse get Lasix? You want to talk about Lasix? You want to talk about the I can go into so much.
Listen, I want you to know
Listen,
I agree with you.
This
I
Dr.
agree with you.
Pickett, this Dr. Pickett is
What
going to
happened,
make sure it works because he's
Exactly.
looking to get a taste.
Just
And
do what
he only
Piggott
knows
says.
to get a taste if it works. His letter, if his letter isn't positive, he doesn't get anything. Like you said, Larry, it's a bribe, but it's not a bribe. He's going to make sure it works.
I got to call up. No, Eddie was using his phone. You see, as soon as I said, I bet you Eddie can't. He fucking hung
That
up.
was just coincidence. Come on.
No, I know. But where is he?
Yep.
You know, I'm going to tell you something.
He's on the phone with Piggott.
Eddie shouldn't be. Eddie shouldn't be at the racetrack. He's a pretty sick guy.
I
Now
know.
he just
I
found
know.
something on his fucking lung. Plus, he's got a million other things wrong with him. He's fucking crazy. He's crazy. I told him. I think he's financially. I think he's okay. Able to get by with Social Security and everything else. He should just pack it in. He shouldn't go down it. He's going to kill himself over fucking bullshit money. That's my. And I told him that. It's not that I'm talking behind his back. I told him that. I says, you got three people. He has a couple of guys on there, but he has three people: the exercise rider and two grooms that are really good and conscientious, that are hard workers and know what they're doing. I says, just tell them what to do. Stay home. Stay home till you're better. He's
Right.
been
At least till the warm weather comes.
What the fuck are you doing? You're not 20 years old. You got a million things wrong with him, and now you got this. And now he's probably mad at me because he says that
He's not mad at you. That was just a freak thing.
I got to call him up.
He's got to be up in the morning to go to the track. He's probably
I know. It's 10 o'clock. And that's another thing. He gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
He didn't just go off. We're in the middle of a good conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Sal, don't you agree that Piggott should just do whatever he wants?
Pickett's going to make it work.
Exactly.
Let me read the letter again to you.
And if he sends the letter to Heisa, they're going to go along with it. So it's 2 home runs.
Let me read the letter again, what Piggott said. Thanks for the information on your product. It sounds interesting. I copied our hospital manager, Jill, and Kaylee, who does scheduling at our front desk, to help organize a time to get you out here. We have a treadmill for the next couple of months, but it will soon be replaced by a much needed CAT scan. I think it's a CT. I guess that's CAT scan.
Yeah.
We have a blood donor who is a standardbred that we can do a slow jog on a treadmill, but he will not get up any significant speed where we would appreciate significant heat generation. If that's something that is useful to you, please let us know and we can get it scheduled. Now, what I read into this is that I could probably go out there and meet him, and just based on our conversation and just based on a horse jogging slow on a treadmill, that he will agree. The only does it work or don't it work? That's the question.
That's what you want. That's it. It doesn't matter if he goes on a treadmill or you don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right.
matter.
So
But
if
do whatever he says.
we're-
That's
if
all
we're
I'm
sitting
saying.
Do what he
if
says.
if he has a sauna in there or a heat lamp, let's sit under a heat lamp. Put the fucking gel on your arm, and if
You're right. You're right. But just
That's
do
all you
whatever he
need.
wants.
You know, it don't have to be a
Yeah.
standardbred. It don't have to be on a racetrack. It don't have to be nothing. If you
Okay, well,
want
just do what he
proof,
said.
if you
Larry,
want proof,
didn't you get a
I
letter
have-
from a woman? Didn't you get a letter from another woman too? Didn't you
No.
read another letter after that?
No.
She didn't say she was waiting to hear what Pickens said.
Oh yeah, that was the girl from Heisa.
Yeah.
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 So could you
Once-
read that
once-
one more? Could you read that one more time?
No. You mean the letter that the only letter I got was from the vet.
No.
I think Eddie got the
Eddie
letter
got
or
the
something.
letter, and Eddie got
Okay.
the letter from.
Well, she said that she was interested in hearing the results of what Dr. Pickens said,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
that's the lady from Heisa.
So whatever you got to do to get Dr. Pickens to give her the results, do it.
Right. And
Exactly.
the only thing I could do is go down there, put this hood on the standardbred, put him on the treadmill, and just show him that the skin temperature and the rectal temperature is 103, and underneath the gel it's 101. Does it work? Yes.
Well, then do that. Then
That's it.
do
That's
that
what
and get
I
it
wanna
over
do.
with.
That's
Do it.
but
Let him
then
give you a
everybody
report.
started, well, you got to have a thoroughbred. You got to go racehorse.
Okay, well,
speed,
do
you
what
gotta-
he says, and that's it.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Right.
But I also
he
have-
extended you an invitation. Take him up on it.
I am.
That's all. Keep him happy and let him do it his way.
Right. And if he gives you a good report and she gets it, then that's it. You don't have to go to the thoroughbred
Your
or
base
whatever.
is loaded
But-
by the time you're
Yeah.
ready to go
I
production.
was just saying that the perception of a thoroughbred to some people is much different than a standardbred. I know people that don't even know what a standardbred is. All they know is a thoroughbred with a guy rides up on the back. They don't.
Exactly.
They don't even know what a standardbred is.
All Eddie has to say, and I would never. Let me end this. Let me end this. Let me shut this off. Guys, stay right there. I'm going to end this whole thing. All you folks for tuning in, thank you very much. Well, we're going to be talking business now, but thanks for tuning in. Let me just see what Steve wrote. Your explanation, Larry, is correct. However, the optics will be more appealing to thoroughbred owners and trainers using thoroughbred than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You're 1,000% right.
I agree.
I agree too.
Even though we know it don't matter.
That's all we're saying. We're not trying to get you mad, Larry. We're
No,
just saying,
I know.
You know everything in the world about horses. Most of the people don't even only know they got 4 legs. They don't know half the stuff you know.
Once I explained it, Steve kind of backed off a little bit. But that's why. Especially with
you can throw me in there too, but I'm just saying the same thing. But you know every single thing, and you say if it works, it works, and we all believe you. And
We
it's
know
not
that.
a matter of the fact that believe, but some people just want to know that it works on thoroughbreds.
Let me end the podcast because
you shouldn't let their ignorance get you upset.
I'm going to end the podcast, but stay right there because I'm not getting rid of you guys. Stay right there. Good night, folks.